Hi guys, thanks for joining me today. Today we're going to be making a garlic noodle dish with a ginger honey salmon. It's almost summer, we're trying to get right, keep it tight, and so I'm trying to make some sort of like healthy-ish alternatives or modifications to like food that I usually eat, because we all know diet food is pretty boring. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing zucchini noodles with my ramen noodles to sort of cut it in half, so you still get to eat your noodles, you still get that flavor, but you're getting a whole vegetable in there that you normally wouldn't get. And visually it doesn't look that it's little spirals, it's just like the same size as noodles. So that's my healthiest tip for the noodles today. Let me run through the ingredients a little bit. So I showed you the zucchini noodles. This is my salmon. This is the noodles that I'm using, ramen noodles. You can make this with spaghetti, rice noodles, any noodles you wish, but I'm using ramen noodles today. And I'm not using the seasoning packet. I'm literally just using the noodles. Here I have a little bit of cilantro that I chopped up. I have a tablespoon of grated ginger. I have 4 garlic cloves that I grated. I have some jalapeno peppers that I just did a rough chop on, and some lime zest, okay, and 2 tablespoons of butter. I have the juice of 1 lime here in this bowl. I have my honey, Parmesan cheese, soy sauce, hoisin sauce, rice wine vinegar, my cooking spray, and I don't have a Maggi cube today, but I have the Maggi chicken seasoning, so I'm going to use a teaspoon of this, which is the equivalent of the actual Maggi cube. And then I'm going to be using my seasoning salt instead of salt and pepper today, okay? So go ahead and preheat your oven to 400 degrees. We're going to be cooking the salmon in the oven. And depending on your noodles, cook your noodles according to the package directions. So for mine, I'm just going to have it sit in some boiling water for 5 minutes. So I've put some water in the kettle so that can boil up, and that's how I'm gonna cook my noodles, okay? Up first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the sauce for the salmon, okay? So in this bowl, I have the juice of 1 lime, regular lime, and in here I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons of honey. And I'm gonna go in with the ginger, 1 tablespoon of grated ginger. And we're just gonna mix this up. Go in with a little bit of salt and pepper. Today I'm gonna use my seasoning salt. Go in with a little bit. Mix that up. And then taste it to see if you need more or less salt. Well, not less, more. You can't take salt out. Okay, so this is my salmon here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take about half of this and just pour it over the salmon. Before I do that, I'm just gonna spray some cooking spray on the bottom of my tray and also on the top of the salmon. And that's my healthy-ish alternative as well. I'm not using oil, I'm using cooking spray. It seems to be a lot healthier, a lot less calories. Okay, I'm gonna use about half of this on here now. I'm just gonna pour it over. Let me show you what this looks like. It's really watery, not so thick. Well, not watery, but not as thick as just the pure honey. Okay. This is my salmon. I'm just gonna sit it here for a second till my oven preheats. It's gonna beep when it does. And then I'm gonna put it in the oven for 20 minutes, okay? So now depending on how thick or how thin your salmon is, like my little thin piece over here is gonna cook pretty fast, but these are gonna take a little bit longer to cook. So at the 20-minute mark, I'll just check and look at the sides and see if it's cooked, but generally it should take about 20 minutes, okay? There it goes, that's the little beep. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the oven and then I'll set a timer for 20 minutes. Okay, so that's in there. Let me set my timer. Okay, I'm gonna make this sauce now for the garlic noodles. This is so good. It has Parmesan cheese in it, which is a little weird, but trust me, it tastes so good. 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. And just a note on the soy sauce, my soy sauce has a lot of sodium in it. If yours is low sodium, you might need to add a little salt to this, but I'm not adding any salt because of that, okay? 1 tablespoon of rice wine vinegar. One tablespoon of hoisin sauce. Mix that up. We're gonna go in here in this sauce. We're gonna go in with your Maggi cubes. So if you have a cube, just crumble it in here. But I'm gonna do about a teaspoon of this. There's also salt in your Maggi cubes, so another reason why you might want to taste this before you add additional salt. Okay, so this is my sauce. That's the consistency. I'm just going to set this aside. My water's boiling. I'm going to put my noodles here in a bowl, and then I'm just going to pour the hot water over it. Just regular pack of noodles. To make sure that it all gets covered. I'm just gonna cover it so it can steam up for 5 minutes. Okay, you don't want your noodles to be too cooked, right? Because we're gonna put it back on the stove to get a little bit of heat, so don't overcook it. I have a nonstick frying pan here. So I'm just gonna put this on, this is my big burner, so I'm gonna put it on a low flame. So if you have a medium or smaller burner, you put on a medium flame. We're gonna let that heat up. And I'm not gonna use any oil today. I'm gonna use a little bit of cooking spray, and then I'm gonna sweat the garlic like that, okay? Trying to cut calories anywhere you can without sacrificing flavor. And I'm gonna put in my garlic just to sort of saute a little bit. We are using butter in this, but butter is good, okay? And we need the flavor of the butter. It gives it this sort of what they call like a umami flavor. I'm gonna go in now with the sauce. So sweat your garlic for a little bit and then put the sauce in the pan, okay? So it's still liquidy, but it's thickened up quite a bit. I'm gonna put the butter in. And you just wanna keep stirring this around. It's gonna make it silky, creamy-ish. See, the color is lightening a little bit. So you just do that and keep mixing. Now I'm gonna go in with the Parmesan cheese. So it's a 1/4 cup of Parmesan. And let me show you. Melt the Parmesan down a little bit so it's not just sticking on the noodles. So just watch it, keep stirring. This is what I'm looking like right now. I'm going in with my ramen noodles now. And we're just gonna toss this up gently until we get everything covered in sauce. Okay? This is where I'm at now. It's kind of all one color. Nice and brown. That's my timer for my salmon. So I'm gonna pull that out now. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go in with the other half of the sauce and we're just gonna spoon that on top of the cooked salmon. And then we're gonna set it aside. So this is the sauce that we put on there to begin with. So you're gonna get that cooked honey and ginger flavor, and then you're gonna get some of that fresh flavor on there too. So we're layering flavors here, guys. This is my ginger honey salmon here. I'm just gonna set this aside and go back to the noodles. Let me show you. By adding zucchini noodles. So you went from 2 packs of ramen to now it's gonna be the equivalent of maybe like 3 or 4 packs. And this, we're gonna gently just toss this up, mix this in, and then we're done. And for the people who don't generally like zucchini, you'll like this because I don't like zucchini. But when I put it in a dish like this, it just sort of takes on the flavor of whatever sauce or noodles that you're making. So you really don't taste straight up zucchini, I promise you. How good does that look, guys? Okay, the noodles are done, the salmon is done. I am going to clean up a little bit and then show you guys how I'm gonna plate this up. Okay, so I'm using this bowl, but a plate is fine. I'm gonna take advantage of my healthy noodles by piling it into a nice big bowl. Clean up my little bowl here. And these are my garlic noodles, but with zucchini. So garlic noodles, but healthy. So I'm gonna grab a piece of salmon here. And I'm just gonna put it right here over the top. And I'm gonna use our garnishes here. I'm gonna use a little bit of that lime zest to get some color on the salmon. And the zest makes these pretty little curls that I think are just cute, super cute. This is where we're at so far. Now, if you did do chilies because you like a little spice, now is when you just sprinkle it over your noodles and your cilantro as well. And this is it, guys. My ginger honey salmon and my garlic noodles with zucchini. Thank you guys for joining me. I hope you guys try the recipe. If you do, please post a picture of it, tag me, send it to me in a DM. I love to see you guys' creations. And thanks for rocking with me, guys. Bye.